Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another live stream on the channel. We're back with another match reaction. This week had so much positivity. Ruud van Nistelrooy, of course, coming in. Just want to stress, obviously, Van Nistelrooy wasn't in charge of today's game. So everyone who said, oh, you want to Cooper out now, look, he weren't in charge, obviously. But yeah, a 4-1 defeat today to Brentford away from home. And in terms of the performance, I honestly think that's probably the worst of the whole season. I think that was absolutely shocking. And part of me expected it and part of me didn't. You just sat your manager. Clearly, the players, weren't really behind Steve Cooper, etc. So you would have thought they would have gone out there today and put in a good performance at least, showed a bit of fight. The new manager, Bamps, despite Van Nistelrooy not being as the manager, but he was there watching. And if the players knew that Van Nistelrooy was watching, to put that display in to show just a lack of anything really, I thought that was just it was so poor, such a poor performance. We'll try to dissect it a bit more, but I think overall we're just second to absolutely everything. We went with the back five and we looked even more poor at the back. We played a back five but still tried to press. It was all wrong today. It was completely all wrong from a tactical point of view. It was so poor. So yeah, good luck to Ruud van Nistelrooy, I say. Obviously, he was there at the game today with Consort next to John Rudkin. That was probably quite an awkward situation after watching us concede four, and probably should have been more to Brentford. Obviously, Leicester did go 1-0 up through Facundo Buonanotte, really being one of the only bright spots of the game. But I think the main focus today has to be on the defence, because once again, going forward, we've shown some sparks going forward, and I feel sorry for the likes of Buonanotte, the likes of Vardy, Mavididi, who's getting a few minutes each week. And even players like Ayew I thought weren't too bad today, but at the back, my word, we were so poor. Obviously Connor Cody came in, missed the experience, didn't show any of that. Wout Faes absolutely horrendous today. He was all over the shop. Obviously Caleb Cody went off injured, so hopefully that's not too bad. Yannick Vestergaard came in, he didn't really do too much better. Luke Thomas, who I thought his first half wasn't good, but to be honest to him, I thought the second half he wasn't actually that bad. He probably was one of the better defenders on the field today, which obviously wasn't too hard. And James Justin, dear me, how many times do we concede the goals from his side? I know it's not just him, but Kevin Schade hasn't scored. I don't think he scored a single Premier League goal. We just gifted him 3 and an assist in one game. Charity FC. Anyway, I want to get into the chat. Make sure to let me know your thoughts. Foul news come. Yeah, I was watching the exact same. I think it was Spanish commentary, something like that. It was funny when Buonanotte scored. But apart from that, it was painful. Did I go today? Nah. I wish I could have got back home that quickly, but no, luckily I wasn't. Shocking now we can see the more than Southampton. That's the thing, it should be more though. It should be more. And this is the thing. The only difference between this team and the team which went down is the fact in 22-23 is the fact we have a competent goalkeeper. If it wasn't for Mads Hermansen, we would have easily conceded way more than what Southampton haven't. Conceding 4 today, like I said, probably should have been more. It seems so easy for Brentford, and Brentford barely even got out of second gear, which is the most worrying thing. So yeah, today it was so easy for Brentford. In terms of the pressing, it was so disjointed as well. Some people were pressing, some people weren't. The gap between the midfield and the back line was absolutely horrific. And I think the last goal they scored was so easy. A few passes to break through our rubbish midfielder press of Wilfred and Didi and Bubakari Samare. A ball in between Faz Justin and they're in and they score again. It is so poor. Just get rid of the whole back line, I would, but that's the thing. We don't have any other options now. Obviously, Ricardo's injured. Caleb Akoli, we don't know how long that's going to be. So, there's no real other options, which is a big concern for me because I thought today we were so bad. They've got to go. I agree. Southampton looking solid as well. Yeah, 100%. That's the thing. Ipswich did well. Obviously, I think they lost 1-0 to Forest today. I assume they competed in that. Obviously, I haven't watched it. They competed against United, just like you said. Southampton should have won last night, apart from that stupid VAR decision. So somehow Leicester is still 16th, which is absolutely ridiculous. But it's going to catch us up eventually because it can't go on like this. It really can't go on like this. Buonanotte, yeah, that's the thing though. Like Buonanotte again scores again, and that's Buonanotte gets subbed off. It's like the guy in charge today, Ben Dawson, I think it is. strange tactical decisions from him. I don't think he'll be sticking around in terms of under Van Nistelrooy. In terms of the reaction from the fans inside the ground, according to Rob Tanner, chance of this was embarrassing. You're not fit to wear the shirt. We want Rudkin out, so the usual stuff really. And I think yeah, just like Rob says, totally entitled to do so. Pay your hard-earned money going down to London, which is always expensive, to watch that absolute shower of shite. It's like, really? Because that's the thing. We all went into this game quite optimistic. I thought maybe we get something, or at least put a good performance in. The players should fight. They've got their wish. We've got a new manager in, but to have that, I've got a tweet coming up in a minute, which I bring up. But to have the Christmas party, have that sign going about ends, and then to do that, it's like, my word. That's the most annoying thing is I'm not even surprised. Like, this was coming, and another bad thing is probably going to come. In my opinion, we are going to, Liverpool away on Boxing Day. That could be double figures with our defence right now. And yeah, no one's got confidence either, which obviously doesn't help. So Van Nistelrooy's got a big job on his hands, and Tuesday could go one or two ways, in my opinion. I think we win kind of comfortably. So I know it sounds stupid. I think we either win quite comfortably or we lose pretty badly, and I can't really see it being any in between. So I think Tuesday night is season defining, really. Palace with a last minute equaliser as well. But yeah, exactly. They're all catching up, and Palace, they've stuck with Glasner. They're kind of turning the corner. Wolves are kind of turning the corner under Gary O'Neill. Ipswich keep building. Southampton seem to be getting a bit better. So everything's kind of against us. Obviously now Leicester got Van Nistelrooy. I'm expecting Leicester to obviously get better. Can't really get much worse than today, can it? But today's performance worse than the whole season, in my opinion. I know Brentford are good. It's a tough place to go, but we just blacked everything in that game, really. But then again, we had a few shots on target. Unlike the Chelsea game. But was that? Can Dawson go Cooper? Yeah, I'll be very surprised if the coach is there today from Cooper's side, or even Dawson will really stay around, because I don't know what he was thinking in terms of the subs, the team, the tactics, etc. I do not know. Onto the Ruud era, clear the defence out. We can be okay. Right now, we're going down with us. Yeah, I agree. I agree, but from what I think everyone can agree that we've got high expectations for Ruud van Nistelrooy. I personally think it is going to work quite well. Obviously, I'm concerned about the defence, but I think if anyone's going to come in terms of the managers available right now to try and sort that out and try and sort Leicester out as a whole team, it is Van Nistelrooy. So we'll have to wait and see. West Ham very consistent, 2-0 down. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everyone's inconsistent though. The Premier League's very weird this season, because there is a big gap building between Everton in 15th, I think it is, and then up to around Bournemouth in about 12th, 13th place. So there is a big gap forming, and them teams around your ninth, your eighths, they're like a few points off the top four, which is I know it's only December or going into December, but it is so tight. Anyway, let's go on to the dreaded sofa score then and have a look at some of these ratings. I guess I know some of them are very wrong, so I'll go into my thoughts. Obviously, that's the thing. This thing have really annoyed me as well. We go 1-0 up on the 21st minute. Yes, bit of joy. 2-3 minutes later, already at 1-1. Then another 2 minutes, 3 minutes later, it's bloody 2-1. Like, this club's a simulation, I swear. Absolute simulation. Kevin Schade as well. Worcester obviously scored the other one. If you look at the momentum bar, as you can see, absolutely nothing. I think, to be honest, I was quite impressed with how we started in the first 5 minutes, because obviously Brentford they are known for scoring quite early, so I think we dealt with that quite nicely. But then we just invited them on, so yeah, wasn't good. In terms of the team selection, I thought it was just all over the place, to be fair. Felt Faz, I don't know how he's got a 6. He should have probably about a 3. Connor Cody, don't know how he's got 6.5. Caleb Cody, he barely even plays, so we can't really judge him. Luke Thomas, I honestly don't think I think Luke Thomas was probably our best defender today. To be honest, I don't think he was good by any stretch, but I just think, and Diddy, Samore, them two were really poor today. Samore at times was on the ball well. Justin all over the shot. That's the thing. It's just this side every single time. These little balls either between this gap or through this gap. We're so poor on that right hand side. There's no communication. And the way, we played a back five today. And the way the back five got just completely split open for one of, I think it was the equaliser where the ball got played across. How can you split open a back five like that? It's so easy. For Gundogan, obviously scored. Vardy did well for the assists. Ayew held it up all right at times, but couldn't really do anything because we had no runners. At times, these three were pressing. At times, Samari and Ndidi joined the press, which left a humongous gap between the midfield and the defence, which just left us short. That's what happened for after the third goal just before the break, which is absolutely stupid. I think Samari was off injured or someone was off, and we decided to press them 1 minute before half time when it was 2-1. If you go in at half time 2-1, you've got a chance. But going in at half time 3-1, it's done. Absolutely done it. It's just another crazy thing. I don't know why SofaScore giving Hermanson the worst rating on our team. I don't think he could have done anything better with in terms of the goals Brentford scored today. Obviously, Kevin Schade got a 10 out of 10 rating. He was fantastic on the left hand side for them. But yeah, just causes so many issues. And Bremu surprisingly was actually quite quiet today, so it could have been a lot worse. But I think overall Brentford are one of them teams. They don't have the greatest players on paper, but they work well in a system under Thomas Frank. And that's the first time Brentford have beaten Leicester in 71 years. I believe it is, and we've gone down. Not really fighting, have we? In terms of that one. So yeah, I think average. I don't really want to look at the average positions. I think it's going to be same old. Really, you can see Fat. The thing about Faz today, she's so frustrating to watch. She's either really good or just really bad. And today was another example when he's just really bad. He's so casual on the ball as well. He's so Mr. Calm. Look at me, then just gives the ball away straight away. It's he winds me up sometimes, but. I think I'm just fuming really. In terms of the bench, obviously Patson Daka came on, coming back from injury. Steffi came on too late again. He should have started. I don't know why Mavropanos not starting. Skip, I thought, was a lot better than the midfield we offered. Obviously, Yannick pretty much played the full game, and Bobby came on in the last 10. But where did we go from here? I do not know. If we look at the stats, we had unexpected goals of 1 to Brentford's 2, 1 big chance for Leicester, 7 shots in the whole game, 4 corners. So if you look at this shot counter on the left-hand side, look at the difference. Absolute stark difference. I know Brentford are good, but this is Brentford. Come on, we should not be going to Brentford. No disrespect to them, to be sitting back. Arsenal falling up, Jesus. Yeah, West Ham are weird, aren't they? That's what I mean. Brentford 7th. This is the thing I want about. If you look at Everton at 15th, there's a big jump. But then when you get here, Fulham on 18th and United will creep up there. It's so close. The Premier League's weird this season, but somehow Leicester are still in 16th. But that gap's getting very small. Obviously, 3 teams on 9 points. Southampton on 5. They probably should be on more. In terms of their performance yesterday, I thought they were quite good against Brighton. So yeah. Painful. Anyway, let me get back into the chat. Feel free to let me know thoughts. Where did Leicester go from here? I don't know. How should we line up against West Ham? Let me know in the chat because I'm going to be busy over the next couple of days. So I don't think I'll have a chance to do another stream before West Ham, but there will obviously be a vlog. So feel free to let me know in the chat. What do you guys think we should do, and what do you think Van Nistelrooy will do? So yeah, let me get back onto the chat. He went through that comment from Jerry. All good ones seeing any new players, but how are we going to afford them? I believe Leicester have money in the bank, but then again, we seem to just spend silly amounts of money and we never really get returns. So it's a case of how much does Top trust Van Nistelrooy in terms of spending money on the players he wants. But then again, I think Leicester have to go big in January because, like everyone keeps saying, if we go down, we're finished. So I think we are going to have to throw the book at it. Whether that's signing, 2 to 3 expensive players, or whether that's signing, 5, or I don't know how many it will be, or signing like a large number of average players to try and fit in the squad. I don't know. In terms of my opinion, I think we need to go big defensively. Because at the minute it's just not cutting it. I think start of the season, I personally thought we would have been alright at the back, but performances in these recent weeks have just not been up to standard. So we need to make some changes and we need to be quick and we need to adapt. And that's what we've done with the manager. The Cooper era, in a nutshell, yeah, probably. What are we doing? Harry Suter on Ben Nelson? Yeah, he's come back to bite us. Ben Nelson's done good. He's been performing well at Oxford. He has got a slight injury now, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah. Nelson, you can understand, yeah, but Suter, lack of reliable players. That's the thing. We signed Suter to be a Premier League centre back. Obviously, back end of the season, we went down under Rodgers at the time. never really worked out. Didn't really work out for him last season, but I still think there's a good player in Harry Souttar. So, but yeah, he's been good. He's been doing good at Sheffield United. I think he got a red card the other week. Well, it might have been last night actually, but I know Sheffield United went top. For Arsenal, yeah, all good. West Ham getting spat now, but they beat Newcastle 2-0 one day. Inconsistent, but still have good games. You don't have any good games and lose every week. 100%. That's the thing with Leicester. I can't see. There's no positives. There's no positives to take with that one. Absolutely no positives. Like there's barely been any positives all season because even when Leicester have won, we haven't been great. So like, I just want us to put a good performance in. You know what I mean? For a whole 90 minutes, just be on it. Obviously, I can have the odd 10-minute blip, but it's just so. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's impossible to stay up unless we recruit in January. Sadly, I do agree. Battle of the shit teams on Tuesday. At least West Ham win at St James's Park. Would we even do that? Probably not. Well, I guess we'll find out in a few weeks. I don't know why I'm going up there. That's going to be fun. But yeah. I just want to get up this tweet because I reposted it. I completely agree with it in terms of the players because I know I've been slagging Cooper off and everyone's been slagging him off in the last couple of weeks and whatnot. But I think the players were really bad today. I think they've got to take a lot of blame for it as well. So yeah, I think this was a very good tweet to get your managers sacked because of how bad the performances were. Go out partying and laughing it up to then come back and put in arguably one of the worst games this season. It's an embarrassment. And I 100% agree with that. You know, top according to reports, obviously gave them a big telling off the day after the party. Obviously, we don't know the ins and outs of what happened in terms of the Enzo I miss you sign, but you know, to come back from that, you've got your wish, you've got Cooper sat, you cleared it, or you like rate his tactics, his system, whatnot. To put that performance in is just not on, in my opinion. I really think it's pretty poor from the players. So in terms of Tuesday, we'll switch it to that because I don't really want to talk about today much more because I think I've covered everything. It's just really it's just so poor. In terms of Tuesday, how many players start from today? I don't know. I think Vardy needs to start. You want Benanotti to start. I want Mavididi to start. You're going to have to play someone from the defence because we have no one else. I probably still think it will be Faz, based on what Van Nistelrooy do. I obviously don't want it to be Faz. I think Christensen needs to come back in. You know, despite him not being great this season, I still think he offers a lot more than some of the fullbacks we have in the team. Does Winks come back in? I think he does. Skip, does he start? Does Samari start? Does Ndidi start? I want to see El Canoes getting more minutes because, you know, he is technically our future. You know, Brennan Lotte's been really good, but he's going back to Brighton in, 6 months by the end of the season. So we need to start focusing on him as well. Apart from that, we don't really have we don't have too many options. Hopefully the Cody injury isn't too bad. Obviously he came off quite quickly, which I don't know if that's a good sign or not. Obviously he didn't do any more damage to it, but we'll have to wait and see in the press conference whenever that is, probably on Monday. I'll assume obviously Van Nistelrooy's first press conference for Leicester, but I think Ruud right now is going to be travelling back to wherever he is, thinking, "Why the hell have I signed up for this?" Because watching that performance, I think it's going to be very tough for any manager to get much out of that going into Tuesday. So I think it's going to be a long process. The squad are in a really bad place right now in terms of the confidence and the way they're playing. So hopefully we can get a big reaction on Tuesday, but I don't really see it. Then we host Brighton on Sunday, which are two winnable games. But you can also say, look, today's a kind of a wasted game, really. You know, you've got a caretaker manager in a sense in Ben Dawson. If you sacked Cooper in the international break, you could have got Van Nistelrooy and blah blah blah. You know the rest. We could have had him ready for today, but just feels like a waste of a game, in my opinion, because I think it's always going to be difficult to get anything out of it going away to Brentford with a manager who's never really hasn't really managed before in the Premier League. So yeah, it's always going to be difficult, but I didn't expect it to be that bad, and I thought we would have got a bit more in terms of fight, determination, just something from the players because I thought the mood. I think the mood still is pretty good in terms of. You know, Van Nistelrooy coming in. I think most of us fans will probably forget about this result quite quickly. And obviously, put our attention on Tuesday for the start of the new era. At Leicester, but I thought the players would have, you know, wanted to put in a strong performance today. You know, it's a clean slate for everybody now. You would have thought I'm gonna, you know, I want to be starting under Van Nistelrooy. I'm going to put in a good performance, and none of them did that today, really. So, yeah, God knows, man. Ruud needs to try really hard to do something. See, I don't know what he's going to do. It's going to take a lot. Got tough games that come in. Even Ruud will surely we lose against the likes of Newcastle, Brighton, Liverpool. Yeah, probably. And that's the thing. It's about expectation. But realistically, if Leicester had Van Nistelrooy from the start of the season, did I expect us to beat Brentford away? Probably not. But that's not the point. It's you still well losing, but you want to. I think the performances also mean quite a lot, especially this point of the season. Obviously, we want to get points on the board, but we are still 16th somehow. So, we can afford, I guess, to be really bad one week, but we need to turn it around because the last month or so has been horrific, really. And the whole season has, but yeah, we need to try and turn it around because I think the likes of Southampton, Ipswich, the teams are below us, they're creeping up in the table and they're also performing a lot better as well. So, and they are getting closer to winning. Ipswich did well at Man United. Losing narrowly at Forest today. Southampton have already spoken about that. You got your Crystal Palaces, your Wolves who are starting to turn a corner as well. So, yeah. Rooney's, Faz, Luke, Daka, and Ward and Johnny Rain bring the Brentford forward. Yeah, I wish we could. Wissa, yeah. Brentford are a good team, but yeah, just didn't really do anything, did we? Yeah, boys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. If you guys have got any final thoughts, feel free to let me know in the chat. But I think I pretty much covered everything from that today. Hopefully you enjoyed the little rant. If you have, drop a like. Obviously, massively helps the channel out. Big thanks for all the support in the last week or so. Obviously, it's been very hectic. Obviously, we're back with the live streams a bit more regularly between home and obviously uni. So the setup's changing every single week right now. But yeah, we'll try and be a bit more consistent over Christmas. In terms of vlogs, we'll be back with the first vlog for a while on Tuesday against West Ham. So make sure to check that one out. Should be a good one. With obviously Ruud's first game and first home game in charge of Leicester, then Brighton at home, and then back with another away day at Newcastle, staying over the weekend. So that should be a fun one to film, and maybe we could get something. But the football is always the worst part of the day, really. But anyway, boys, thank you guys for watching. Much appreciated. I'll see you in the next one, and hopefully things can start to turn around because right now Leicester look a little bit finished. I think it's the best way to put it. See you then.